Hey guys, it's Nate with Indianapolis Pinball. Today we are looking at a Williams Firepower. As you can see, it's got some issues with the displays. I actually unplugged display for player 3 and 4 because they are pretty bad. So I went ahead and unplugged those. You'll also notice that the track mode lights aren't behaving normally. It's probably some really bad resistors on the driver board controlling the lamp matrix. So that'll all be fixed. But right now, the main problem that I'm having is that the game will not start. I've got 15 credits on there, and nothing happens when you hit the start button. So let's dig in. Alright, so I've got the game right now in switch test mode. So I'm just going to go through and check these trough switches. And okay, so the right one works. Let's try the middle trough switch. Yep. Alright, so that one is in fact working. The middle one is working. Let's look at this one on the end here. That should be 51. And nothing's happening. Alright, so let's see what's going on with this switch. Okay, so we've got our multimeter here. And right now it is set for continuity and checking tone. So I've actually got my test leads alligator clipped just so I can have hands free right now. But gonna test the switch here, and we are getting good tone. So not a problem with the switch itself, and that's reading good. So it's got to be something different here. All right, so looking at a copy of the switch matrix table for this game. And the switch that we are not getting to register is switch 51, and that's the left ball ramp. It's actually the trough, but whatever you want to call it. They call it a ramp in here, but let's see. So that's not working. I'm curious now to see, obviously these two aren't used, but I would like to now see if we've got a problem with the right inside rollover or the lower middle left stand-up. And I want to check and see that both of those are registering so we can figure out if we've got a problem with an entire row here, an entire column. But this is how you check. So we know that switch isn't working, the 51 switch. So then I want to go back into switch test and see if I can get 43 to register and 50 to register. Okay, so we have the game back in switch test, and we were wanting to check switch number 50. It's going to be the lower middle left stand-up. That's right here. And 50. So we know that, at least we know that this column is probably fine. Next we need to check the right inside rollover. So it would be here. Aha! Okay. So that switch isn't working either. Okay, so now let's look here. Right inside roller. How about the E rollover? That would be up in the corner. Nothing. Okay, so the E rollover is not working. Just for fun, I know the credit button is the start button. The credit button works. Or it doesn't. Credit button isn't working. Left inside rollover. Nothing on the left inside rollover. 3 target. Nothing on the fruit 3 target. Top right jet bumper. Well, it's firing, but it's not registering that switch. Okay, so we very possibly have a problem with the white-orange wire in this entire row. Lovely. Let's check it out. Okay, so we've raised the playfield up, and we are still in switch test. And now the start button is working. But The left inside rollover switch isn't working. The right still isn't working, but the start button works now. Let's check the E. Oh, excuse me, the 3 target. Nothing. The E rollover is up here. Nothing. But we have the start button is registering. So next I want to check for continuity along this wire, and I'm guessing there's a break somewhere. Okay, so we have the multimeter hooked up with the black test lead alligatored to the end of the white-orange wire here at the start button, because we know that's registering. At least it is now. And so now I want to go through and check for continuity on the switch that's not working. This would be 51. And so I'm touching the test lead to those wires at the solder joint there and getting no tone. And just to make sure that I do have these hooked up right. Alright, so yeah, the test leads are in the multimeter properly, and getting no continuity there. So obviously there is a break somewhere. So this is a close-up of the inside left the in-lane switch. And so I've got continuity from that to the trough switch that isn't working. So we know there were good connecting between those two. Alright, now we're going to look and check the E rollover. And we are getting good tone between that and the left in-lane switch. Getting good tone between the right in-lane and left in-lane. Getting a good tone on the 3 stand-up target. Getting a good tone on the top right jet bumper. Okay, so I've gone and hooked the black lead back up to the start button end of the white-orange wire. And I've gone through and I've tested for tone on every single connection that it meets up with on the playfield, and I get no connection between the playfield and the start button, but I get total connection everywhere on the playfield with each other. Hopefully I'm saying that right. That makes sense. It makes sense to me. Okay, so right now I have my black test lead hooked up to the end of the white-orange wire that's connected to switch 51, which is the thing that's preventing us from starting a game. And I've got the other end hooked into the plug for the white and orange wire, and I should be getting tone, but I'm not. Okay, now I have the black test lead alligator clipped inside to the white-orange wire on the start button. And, oh, I've got this unplugged. Alright, let's see. If I touch the other lead, am I getting anything? No. Had to blind you for a second. Okay, it wasn't wedged in there very good. I am getting tone, though, between the plug and the start button. So now it becomes a situation where we know that the plug is okay. So now we got to figure out, basically trace all these wires back to where they connect. And wouldn't you know it, it's right here. So now we're going to check continuity between these areas. My guess is that it splits off and sends one section of the white-orange to the start button, and everything else goes up to the playfield. And the wire that's supposed to go up to the playfield, it's broken somewhere, or it's just not getting a good connection. So we're going to check and verify all that, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we found the connector, and that's obviously not good. So we're going to take care of the repinning this and see what we can fix. Okay, so repin that connector, and we've got it fired up. We've got credits on it, and all the balls are in the trough, so it should start a game. It's not starting a game. All right, more work to do, I guess. All right, so when I look at switch 51, which is still not registering, by the way, all the other switches on this line are now registering except for 51. And after I start looking at this diode here, and whoever put this on, they left the legs way too long, but also it's got the band on the wrong side, so it's not allowing the signal to travel across from, if you can get a better angle here, from this lug to that lug. So because the band is on this side, it's only letting information flow. It's not letting information flow the direction that we want. So that diode is on backwards. So let's trim those legs and fix it. Alright, so we've trimmed out the legs, flipped over the diode, and in switch test, hey switch 51, we've been looking for you. So now, I think it should start a game, and we'll see. Okay, 15 credits on it, all the balls in the trough. Trough switches are all registering. Let's start a game. And we have a game! It's alive! Alright, well, that's enough for one day. I will get to the score displays and changing out all those bulbs that are gone out and figuring out what's going on with the lamp matrix, because they seem fine now, but they were acting like they were leaking voltage from one bulb to the other. I don't know. They were just acting weird. Probably a connector, like most of these things. But hey, at least we have a good, successful game start now. So, hopefully this wasn't too terribly boring and informative. And yeah, see you next time.